like your logo.
Our logo's awesome.
It's better than the Islanders. Is that the only thing about Stinky Nuts that's better than the Islanders, Mark?
No, we don't cheat.
Wait, who's the biggest cheater on the Islanders, Mark?
Rivalry. He's the king of cheating.
Who's the second biggest cheater on the Islanders, Mark?
I don't know. The other two guys are pretty honest.
All right, best. Fourth biggest cheater. Come on, this is an easy.
Carl Coffey.
There you go. It's either Carl Coffey or who's the fourth Islander?
There never is one.
That's a fair point. And obviously, we got Islanders and Stinky Nuts. Gendron pitching for Islanders. Andrew Moose. How do you pronounce his last name?
Bruin.
Is that just like
He
Portuguese
doesn't like
for
Andrew,
brown?
though. He just likes being called Moose.
And, well, it's a fairly good game. You got some home runs. You got some runs in the game, in play.
Second game was better.
He just says that because it was a 7-7 tie and Mark loves ties.
You could have seen a lot of cheating from the Islanders in the
Wow.
second game.
So already back to the Islanders cheating again. But you two teams, pretty much right after this game, you guys kind of broke the internet.
Some guys did.
Who? So there's a rivalry now. Who's the big players in the rivalry?
Gajer, obviously. He doesn't
on
like
first base right now.
Yep. And their captain. Their captain's got a big mouth.
That's Alex
Oh.
Lingbrook, or Lennebrink, or Linebrink. He's in right field, so they're...
Moose looks like he's ready to go camping or hiking, don't he?
Definitely. He's...
He looks
impressive
like
athletic wear.
He's
the sweatband for breast cancer
he's a
awareness
camp
month.
counselor. He's like a vet camp counselor. or
Yeah, there
something.
you go.
He's a good guy. I like
Cool
Moose.
dude. Played with him for a year,
He's got a nice dog, too.
4 games.
Oh,
Moose, who broke the law this week by... Did they have the signs out there that say, please don't bring your dogs on this land, and immediately brings his dog on the land?
Well, you're bringing a moose in, aren't you?
That's true. There's a moose.
At least it
And the
wasn't
other
a car.
signs, the sign right behind Jaguar, right now, right down the right field line, that says no motorized vehicles. That's in my honor. Running the bases
I
with
think
the
there
car.
was no hopping fences either.
I didn't see the no hopping
I
fences.
saw one.
Who's that one for?
Bailey.
Probably. But anyway, the Stinky Nuts Islanders rivalry.
How are you laying off those?
How big is it? Is it going to keep going?
It's going to explode soon.
Islanders are winning the online battle right now, I think. It's Linnebrink's kind of every day throwing something out there.
Can you give me the rundown?
That was
I
ball
actually
5
know
and he's-
nothing about this.
Give him the rundown, Mark.
Yeah, can I have the rundown
what?
of this Twitter feud?
I want to know about this explosion, though. Is it going to be like a Schultz diversionized Week 1 explosion? Like
We won't go after Schultz because he's a minor.
Or
I
is
mean,
it
it's,
like a long marathon boom?
This guy Ben's already talking about weapons, knives, you
Chinese
name it.
stars and shit?
Yeah, I mean, he...
If Jaguar has a weapon, it's some sort of guitar weapon. It's a literal guitar axe.
Why doesn't he need weapons when he has calves like that?
I think Moose was upset, too, after this. Because he's the one... It was a second game. Moose was running a second, and Alex got in the base path, and they collided, and then they called Moose out at second, and they said it was fielder's call. I mean...
Which is
that a
completely
fielder's
true.
call?
Yes.
No, it hasn't been fielder's call for 3 years.
In the circle, going back.
Nuts! I'm all out of nuts!
I'm all out of what?
All out of nuts.
I originally was going to try to do.
They didn't call him back, did they?
They
No,
should have.
he- no, he was-
back.
he was around.
rounding.
He was around, I think. But originally I was going to try the slider you stink from Top Gun, but that line's nowhere near as cool as I remember it being.
Look at that check swing.
That's Cliff
That almost
Comstock,
went
like,
out.
filthy little man.
Filthy little man. No, but next time we play them, it's going to be must-see TV.
So it's going to be brass knuckles, belts.
There's going to be bloodshed.
I like it. That will be on film. And then probably news networks. TMZ.
It's their captain's fault, too.
But back to your online feuding. Who started it? Was it you or Linderbrink who fired the
It was
first shot?
Linderbrink that started it.
I'm gonna look this up. Is it on Twitter?
It was
Twitter and
Brink that
Facebook.
started it.
He was bragging that Schultz has more home runs than our whole team, and then it just escalated from there.
It's true. Schultz has 9 home runs.
Yes.
Stinky Nuts have 8. C is also have 8, so I'm in the same camp.
I mean, what's the big deal?
And then I saw something from Jaguar about Gendron's left-handed whip being infinite. Because, spoiler alert, that comes up later. Gendron throws him a nice left-handed pitch late in the game. Yeah, and then there's a nice long Facebook battle on the Islanders of
Is that a
WSM.
strike, you guys think?
No, that was
Did I
not.
swing?
No, definitely
No.
not. But there's a nice long Twitter feud, kind of, or I guess Facebook thread going through.
Yeah, it got out of hand.
Jaguar started talking about all the stats need to be rate stats. Rate was the word. That's rate with a T, not rape. Rape stats.
Jaguar keeps those on his own.
I was going to say it's 100% fun all the time. What?
Oh, I found it now. Okay, we're good.
Oh, Travis is reading it.
Carl Coffey's going to join us a little bit later, too, by the way. Stick around for that.
After he puts his children to bed.
I think he's got a son now.
Did he name it Michael?
I don't know. He took some little kid to the Space Museum. RBI.
Aw, nuts! I'm all out of nuts!
We're feeling pretty good right here. 2-0 in the first.
And you got the Moose going. How could you possibly lose this game?
I don't
Hashtag wait until we smash dingers off Corbett for our 10th game.
Who wrote
Sorry,
that?
Corbs.
Did he not
Jaguar.
watch the last game I pitched? I gave up 1 home run. It was a 4-foot tall shot by Dennis.
This is great. You got a picture of Mike Jaguar as a pirate.
That's Jaguar last year as an Islander. So,
Yeah.
Do you call that a strikeout?
Hit the board.
so you think it's
Mark Phillips commented, Islanders cheat.
Oh, it hit the board.
Yeah, hit the board.
Do you think it's just? Do you think a lot of it's just Jaguar misses being an Islander?
Maybe.
Moose was an Islander, too.
So everyone on your team.
Moose
misses
was a
being
part of the
Islander.
Wolfpack.
Moose has been a lot of things. Never an actual moose though. But yeah, I mean let's kind of roll with that. The stats talk. What do you counting numbers like hits, total bases, RBI versus the in Jaguar's term the rates.
The ratio.
The rates or the percentage where it's
Cut.
average. No, we can't cut. It just plays, Mark.
Now they're saying Travis cut.
Travis did cut. So we lost the right half of the studio, and it's now the left half of the studio is losing it too. But yeah, so like, is there a place for both of them, or what are your guys' opinions on it? Like hits, RBI, home runs, just the counting numbers versus average slugging, plate appearances per RBI, at bats per home run, that kind of stuff.
I don't care.
Usually it works itself out throughout a season, but when you have somebody that's got 30 or 40% more at-bats, that really inflates the numbers. At the end of the year, if somebody has 20 more at-bats, but you're talking a quarter way through the season, somebody already has
40, I
40?
think, isn't it? Yeah.
40 more. I don't know. That really puts a anomaly in the numbers.
King Friday probably has the most ABs out of any other team.
You're
We only
the
play
Islanders.
three.
Yeah, you and Islanders both play 3 a lot. El Diablos have played 3 a lot.
Oh, that's
C is
true.
I know by far the fewest, due to a couple shortened games and.
We're in the mid-60s right now. For like me and Fark,
Yeah.
plate appearances, we're in the mid-60s. 64, I think we're at.
But like, I mean, yeah, I get where he's coming from. Like, when you're actually evaluating a player, like what player do I want to draft? Which player is the actual best player? You're totally going to look at only the average stats, the ratio stats. You're going to look at their average, their slugging,
Yeah.
how often they actually put a run across the plate,
How
how
often
often they
they
actually hit
show.
a home run, how often they show. But I mean, like, because I think they brought it up. I guess they brought it up in the league leaders context. We're going to talk about it probably more in the MVP context, like the early season candidates for that. And honestly, in the MVP, I think there's still a big place for just the counting numbers. How many hits you get, how many runs you actually account for, the production you're actually providing your team. That's kind of what's actually valuable. So if Schultz does get 200 more plate appearances than Jaguar, but he gets 10 more home runs and 20 more RBI, random numbers thrown out there, that's actual value to his team. So you can't discount it in the MVP discussion.
Exactly.
No, I agree with that. But if like to say the way it is right now, the other top scorers, an exception to him, they have high 300s, low or mid 400s batting averages. He's only batting around 220. That's a big difference.
Yeah, Schultz is not in the average top 10. Double checking that is factually correct.
Are any of them three in the top 10?
I believe he's 15 or 17 or somewhere down there.
I mean, if you're playing a three-man lineup and you're in the top 10 in average, that's pretty impressive.
That would be astounding.
'Cause, I mean,
Nice rip.
this is
Sure
when
was.
I think this is when Gajer broke your fence.
What a jerk store.
Did you notice the pole was broke?
Yeah, we fixed it. Second game.
Well, it had been. You can see the duct tape or the electrical tape that's halfway up.
This was another play. That ball got caught in the net.
That should have been a ground rule.
You could have
double.
called that ground rule double.
Yeah.
He should have been at third. I think this is what we're all talking about right now. And Linderbrink, of course, said no.
Oh, we're gonna hear about this now from the Islanders side. Twitter tomorrow. It's gonna blow.
They could have called you back last
He's already
inning,
working
I
on
think.
it, I'm sure.
On what?
No,
Last inning.
I think Moose was definitely around third last
I don't
inning.
know, man. I got called for
But I
that.
agree. I agree with that one. You could have called that one hung up in the fence ground rule double. If you're ever
Jaguar
digging
should have
around
just threw
for
his
it.
hands up and
Yeah,
quit
exactly.
going after
Yeah.
the ball.
As soon as he went for the ball and threw it in, at that point you have no
They
argument
teach you that in
anymore.
Little League.
I don't know how this guy's... No, he's not leading in home runs, is he?
He's tied for
He's
second.
close.
Jesus.
Tied for second with
He's a free swing. He's like Nico.
7.
He's a free swinger.
yeah,
he
Farkas,
swings at
Linderbrink,
anything and everything.
All at 7.
He produces.
Mark, where were you playing on that one, by the way?
I was playing.
Were you playing like 40 feet away?
I was playing real close. I didn't think he hit it over my head. Plus, the wind was blowing that way, so...
No, it's blowing.
No, the wind
left
was
to
blowing
right.
out to right field
Yeah.
here.
No.
Yes, it was.
Because it was blowing in on the other field.
So now it's 2-2.
It was 2-2.
He would.
How many people? There would probably be quite a few. Mark's always going to call an Islander every time now.
I'm playing first base every game against them now.
I mean, yeah, let's look at some of the leaders. I mean, we talked about the Schultz has 9 batting right now. We talked about Linderbrink on first base. Paquin's here, and Farkas all have 7 right behind him. Gendron's at 6. Tomlinson's also at 6. Pearson at 5. Stroni at 5, and then a bunch of people at 4. So
It's a crazy list if you think about it.
I mean, like, I know that last year I think it was up around 18 that won the home run king.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the exact number. 2 years ago it was like 12.
Yeah, it was very low.
So I mean, this year's going to be over 20, right?
Oh, definitely, without a doubt.
It's got to be.
It's got to be.
I'm gonna say it'd be over 25.
Unless we find like 3 new pitchers that show up every day and pitch really well. That's going to end up being a pretty
That's
big
the thing.
number.
Even the real good pitchers are giving up dingers.
I always give up home runs. Farkas is giving up.
No, I
We're
said-
talking about
I said
real
the
good
real
pitchers.
good.
You want to look at my? You want to pull the stats? Flip your sheet over.
We'll get there. We'll get
You
there.
played the Aces. Remember how you just
Yeah.
drilled me for playing the Aces? Now
And
all
what-
of a sudden
you
you
were
look at his
boasting-
stats.
It's a different tune now.
You were boasting about your 400 batting average, and you lost 100 points since then.
Shot.
I played the Aces with Austin and Evan Bischoff on it.
There's Linderbrink.
Do you think he scored that as a double or a single?
Probably a
Should be a
double.
single.
That should be a single. Let's get the fact checkers on
They
that.
have
I'll
to
put
throw in, and
$100
then he took
on
the
it.
base.
He called
It's a
that a
single.
double. Boom. I bet you he makes an out. Anybody want to bet me?
Well, he went. He
No, because you were
definitely
playing
went
this
around
game and I
there.
didn't see it.
I'm thinking because I think it was 2-2 after one.
Oh, wow, what a grab.
Wow.
See that? Is that my one-hander?
That's your
Yeah.
one-hander.
That's when I threw it off the
digit.
field.
Wow, what a snag. Give you props on
Mark
that
has a
one.
couple nice plays this game, so there's one. Wait for number 2 later on. But of the 9 stats we have here for the offensive MVP guys, hits, average, total bases, slugging, home runs, at-bats per home run, RBI, plate appearances per RBI, on-base percentage. Which of those to you is the least impactful in terms of MVP candidate?
Total bases.
You're talking about all 9 categories?
Yeah,
Total bases.
I disagree with you, man.
I go on base percentage because anybody can walk.
I'm with Mark there. On base percentage, the one thing on base percentage
well,
says
yeah,
is that
Mike
you're not a
Real is-
liability to your team. It tells you that one.
Pretty much.
But like in terms of, because like, for me,
Daily.
MVP is all about production. You're the guy that's getting all the runs in for your team, not necessarily scoring them, but RBI, I think is a huge one. Home runs,
I think
hits.
the total bases might be the best one.
Why?
No, I think the
get
best
nine.
one's slugging.
I would say, yeah, slugging is above total bases, but they're both up there. Because that's what you're actually producing for your team right there. Runs, you need your teammates to occasionally be in position. Which, sidebar, I have 3 RBI and 3 home runs this year.
Nice.
Thanks, team.
Solo
Solo
shots.
shots.
I don't
Should we
think-
hashtag that when we post this video?
Hashtag-
Definitely.
Chicks dig the long ball, Corbett.
That was my favorite hashtag ever.
I mean, the other one I would say is pretty big is plate appearances per RBI, just because
I
that's,
like
again,
that. I
like that
pure
one too.
Love
production.
that stat.
Although right now it's pretty stupid at 2.4 for Chandler in the lead. That's ridiculously low. That should probably never be any better than about 4.
Yeah.
Although everyone on the top 10, except for Schultz,
Me
who's
and
at
Paquin are
5.1.
tied in that category.
Yes, we
I'm not
are.
even on that
I did
category.
3.1.
I suck.
And so let's actually jump into some of the MVP candidates
Oh,
we're
wow.
actually looking
Ooh,
at.
that's a nice play.
Good play.
Not as
you
good
got
as
the out.
mine, but that was a good play.
But
I'll give you that. That was a snag.
in due to the rate versus counting stats debate, we threw together 2 lists. One goes over all 9 of those stat categories, 10-1, and the second is just the average slugging, at bats per home run, plate appearances per RBI, and on base percentage. So only the rated stats in the second one. So with the first one, let's just bang right through it. Number 10, our man here, Travis Stroni, with an average rank of 11.6.
Woo!
That's all 9 categories, wherever he ranked. The average of all those.
MVP candidate.
I can't see this. My eyes
He had
are
5
terrible.
top 10 out of those 9.
That was it.
Did not get anything better than that. Above him, just 0.3 above him, Alex Lindebrink at 11.3. He had 1 number 1 overall.
Dude's a scrub.
His number 1 overall was tied for 18 hits. He had 3 in the top 3, the same 3 in the top 5, and he had 4 top 10s.
I can't believe he has 18
Basically,
hits.
he had 4 top 10s. They were all the counting stats. He had none of the rated or ratio, whatever. What are we calling those? We gotta come up with the term.
I like ratio.
Ratio.
None of the ratio stats.
I don't know.
Moving on up. First guy who's actually average ranked better than 10, Nick Braden at 9.8 for the Flying Squirrels. 7 top 10 numbers, so you can see it's brings you down as you get more and more top 10s. 1 top 5, nothing better than that. Now the man we've been talking about, Jaguar, or Gager, if you're Mark Phillips.
Jiggy.
Jiggy works. See, why? If you call him... talk me through this, because you call him Gager, but then you call him Jiggy.
That's like the French Canadian.
But wouldn't it be Giggy if you're saying it?
Gager.
Or Gizzy? Gizzy.
What do you guys call him? Gager?
Jaguar.
Jaguar.
No, Gager.
It's J first, then G.
Nah, I like my way better.
But anyway, Mike Jaguar is in at number 7 with an average rank of 8.0. No number 1s, no top 3, 1 top 5, 8 top 10s though.
He's got 1 number 1. He's number 1 in our hearts.
Your heart.
Your
heart. Just in front of him at 7.4 average rank is Chandler Phillips. Does he also have your heart? Or is he number 2 in your heart?
Oh.
No.
I don't like those guys.
Chandler does have 2 number 1s overall, though. One of them is plate appearances per RBI. I think the other one is RBI. Yes, it is. So he does have 20 RBI on the season and only 6 games played. So that's kind of the exact thing we've been talking about.
We played the Aces.
But he's got 7 top 10s, 5 top 5s, 3 top 3s, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. Schultz, the other guy we've been talking about, he's at 7.2 average rank, 3 number 1 overalls. One of those is hits, again, tied with Lindenbrink and Farkas at 18. Total bases, he's there at 47. I don't know his third one off the top of my head. Home runs? Yeah, home runs with 9. So those are the 3. And then he only has 7 top 10s, though. His average, like we said before, is like 220. It's way down there. Well, compared to the guys at the top of this list who are, in fact, right above him, from the top 4, Schultz was number 5, the top 4, they're top 10 in all 9 categories.
Oh, I gotcha.
And the first one of those is Tomlinson with an average of 5.2 overall. No number 1s, 1 top 3, 6 top 5, though. He's the first guy to get that many. And like we said, all 9 in the top 10. Next guy, number 3 on the list, Pearson.
I was watching.
At 4.0.
No.
Not there.
Pearson has 1 number 1 overall. That's average, 444. That's just stupid. Can we all agree that that's a stupid number? That's softball.
That's impressive.
Yeah, very impressive.
In this league, yes.
But
and 10 games played.
Yeah.
But then he's got 3 top 3s, 7 top 5s, and again, all 9 top 10s. Number 2 on the list, last year's MVP, Steven Antoine Farkas. Average rank of 3.6.
Who's number 1?
I don't know, we'll get to it. But he's got 1 number 1. What is Farkas' number 1? Oh, nope.
It's
Times,
yeah, tied for hits.
Times kissing Chris Paquin. He's number 1.
Number 2. Because, I don't know, I was going to go somewhere with that, but I got too lazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Can't think of anything clever, huh?
No. He's got 6 top 3s, 7 top 5s. And number 1, average rank of 2.2. After week 1, he said, no, that's not going to stay around. That's not going to happen. It's Chris Paquin, our good buddy here. He has 3 number 1s. His number 1s are slugging percentage, at-bats per home run,
RBI.
and RBI. Tied for RBI with Chandler at 20. So 3 big ones there. He's got 7 top 3s.
That's amazing.
And all 9 categories in the top 5. So, Chris, how do you do it? What is your secret? How do you, in your 6th season, become a god?
That's like Bortman's Tomlinson numbers right there.
Well, I'll tell you this. Did a lot of practicing over the winter, over the fall.
With Farkas.
And, yeah, and I knew, put it this way, if the guy that has the biggest arm, if in the league, if you get hit off of him, you can hit off of anybody else. And if you see that a lot, that helps immensely.
That is true.
All right, well, we'll enjoy it for now, because now we have the ratio stats list. The top 5, or the 5 categories for the ones that are actually averaged out.
Jiggy like these.
Or PERs. So, again, it's average, slugging percentage, at-bats per home run, plate appearances per RBI, and on-base percentage, which was unanimously agreed to be the most
And this is
useless
the
one of
same
all.
list, correct? From
It's
up
the,
top?
it's the same 10
bringing
people.
it down. Okay.
It's the same 10 people, just how they switch when you take out the counting numbers. At number 10, falling from number 9 on the previous list, is Alex Lindenbrink. The bigger news than falling from 9 to 10, he goes from an 11.3 average rank to 17.6. So he drops almost 6 full points. Actually, over 6 full points there. And he has 0 top 10s in these categories. So all of his top 10s were in the counting numbers.
Yep.
So that goes to prove Jaguar's point. Number 9 is Travis Stroni. You flip-flop with him. You go from 10 to 9, and you only fall off
2 points.
2 points. Exactly 2 even points. You have 2 top 10s here. You had 4, or you had 5 the other way.
I'll take that.
Are these on Twitter by any chance?
These are not on Twitter yet.
No.
We'll probably
Lindenbrink will want you to put them on Twitter so he can take a picture of him, put him on his fridge.
Post
And
him with a
now,
little arrow.
With his 5th grade ribbon from some run or fun run that he did.
Fun runs. I don't believe fun runs can exist.
Turkey trots. Turkey trots.
It's like an oxymoron.
Junior Olympics. He took 5th in the hop, skip, jump.
So, the next guy on this list, who I think is the one Jaguar wanted us to do all this for, Kyle Schultz.
Oh.
He falls down to number 8 with an average rank of 11.8. So he falls off.
3 spots.
Yeah, he falls down there 3 spots, and he also falls off by over 3 total integers there.
Is he the only player in the league that can't drink?
Yes.
Possibly? I don't know.
That's subjective. What do you talk about can't drink?
Well, can't go into a bar and order a beer.
Depends.
How's that?
Depends on the bar.
Well,
Is this a bar in Mexico? A cantina, if you will.
this
But
is
anyway.
a Fuddruckers.
Probably not then, no. But Schultz goes from all 3 of his number 1s were counting stats. He had 7 top 10s with the counting numbers included. He has 3 top 10s in just the ratio numbers. So, huge fall off there for him.
All those at-bats.
Number 7, Nick Braden actually goes up, and he actually improves his average rank. He goes from 9.8 to 8.6, so 1.2 better. He's got 1 top 5, 4 top 10s overall. So he's a guy who actually improves getting rid of the counting numbers. And now next up on the list, Mike Jaguar. Again, a guy he improves from 8.0 to 6.8, so he again goes up 1.2. 1 top 5, 5 top 10s. So far it's working out for him, although he hasn't broken the top 5
He knows what
yet.
he's talking about.
He hasn't broken the top 5 yet. At number 5 is Kyle Tomlinson. Average rank of 4.6. He goes up a measly 0.6. But he still has 1 top 3, 3 top 5s, and 5 top 10s.
He only drops down 1 spot, too.
And all these guys now, everyone since Jaguar, are all 5 categories. They're in the top 10. Number 4, Chandler Phillips, a big bump here. He goes from, I believe, 6 up to 4. So I guess it's not a big bump, but 2-spot jump. He's at a 4.2 now. He was at a 7.4 before. So
How's he ranked so high when he missed games?
because these ones are only talking about the average stats.
Oh, I got you.
So with the counting numbers, it was hurting him because he didn't play. He's only played 6 games. Now without those, he's jumping up, and he jumps up a full 3.2. 1 number 1 overall, 2 top 3s, 4 top 5s. Ahead of him, Farkas and Pearson flip-flop. Spoiler alert for number 1, I guess. But Farkas is at a 4.0. He actually gets a little bit worse. He drops 0.4. No number 1 overalls because he loses his hitting tie. 3 top 3s, though. 4 top 5s. Dennis Pearson at number 2, he's at 2.8. He jumps 1.2, getting rid of the counting numbers. 1 number 1 overall. That's still the average. 3 top 3s. All 5 top 5s. And now we're number 1. Second verse, same as the first. Heard it here before.
Nice.
Chris Paquin again, and he goes up. His average rank is 1.8, so 0.4 better than his 2.2 with the counting numbers.
Wow,
By
look at
camera.
that sky.
It's a beautiful sky.
Who's nuts with those?
Meaty clackers.
I like the name Meaty Clackers.
That used to be a fantasy football name of mine because of the league.
Yeah, the Ruxins.
Yep.
We got the meaty clackers.
Yeah, Paquin's still number 1 in the MVP race. He's got 2 number 1 overalls.
We need to test for steroids.
That's in
all I know.
That's in slugging and at-bats per home run, which I think we both agree are pretty important
He's
ones.
saying it's practicing with
And
Farkas.
all-
I'm thinking he's juicing.
All 5 categories, he's in the top 3. So, if we were to vote on the MVP today,
Oh, well, I mean...
it would have to be Paquin, right?
Yeah, easy.
I think.
Well, you would go
I mean,
by
you-
stats.
you-
Paquin or Pearson, I'd pick.
Well,
I mean, Paquin stats-wise, yes. But Pearson, I mean, their team... What,
I was
they
gonna
win,
say,
6 in a row?
The only reason you really couldn't, or the only thing you could say negative about Paquin is, like I said before, if you have 2 or 3 really good guys on your team, he's right there with Farkas on his team, and they're both top 3 in all these things. So that's the only negative thing you can say. But
I mean, when you play the aces, it just goes up
Holding
and up.
the barrel.
Right, Mark? Did I hit the board?
I would say Dennis.
Yeah, I think
is
he
more
strikes
valuable
me
to his
out
team.
here.
yeah, I would
got
say
cocky.
and Dennis probably is more valuable to his team. I mean, like we said, Nick Braden appears down the list on these. I think 7 and 8, somewhere around there. But
Surprised Dylan's not in these.
outside
He's been having a tough go. He had a tough go last week.
Oh. Oh, Mark.
Mark doesn't like the swing.
He threw me 14
same-
balls in a row, and he
same
threw 2
curveball.
strikes in a row.
Yeah, let's.
He doesn't have that many pitches. Does he?
Watch his pitch. They move.
Yeah, curveball. Curveball. That's curveball. I've been watching the same thing. I can't wait to play these guys.
He had some that would like start curve this way and then curve back this way.
That's just
That was it. That was the rain.
That's the wind and the rain. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't raining yet for these games, but it was windy as hell.
When you got that video, your Facebook Live video or whatever it was that went on Twitter of the screwball, it was rainy and windy.
Oh yeah.
Right, and during these games, if I'm not mistaken, this wind's blowing out to right field.
Yes.
So it's going to bring everything out to the right anyway.
Yeah, my slider was insane today. Well, this day. Very nice and sharp.
You guys want
Well,
your
that one was that
Sweat.
that video
you
was
guys
from the
want your
Aces
brownie
series.
cupcake?
Oh, no, thank you.
They're good as shit.
I know.
But yeah,
Peanut butter
in the
inside 'em.
MVP, we kind of talked about it. Which do you think MVP is the best player in the league or the most valuable player to his team? Which way do you look at it?
It'd have to be in the league. But I agree with, like, you can't have...
Can you have an MVP on a losing team?
Has that happened in the league? I don't think so.
I mean, it always
So
Like everything,
if
it's
you
a little
say
bit of
no,
both.
then it's got to be the most valuable player for their team. Or
like it's got to be a
I
little
don't
bit of
know.
both. But
Well, okay.
I mean, it's going to have to be a guy who's top 5 in the league.
no, I mean,
just
Paquin
pure
deserves
stats.
it. But
Yeah,
but if you look
looking
at
stats.
records, I mean, Pearson, I don't. Is he carrying this?
Well, actually,
I
yeah,
don't
the
know.
Squirrels are 6-0 in their last 3 series, so...
He's definitely their biggest source of offense by far.
They're only up on us by one game right now, though, too.
Yeah, I don't know what that.
They started the season 1-3.
They're 7
I
and
think.
3 right now, and we're 6 and 4.
Oh, okay. You guys played tennis?
We played.
Did you
our
just hit a home
doubleheader.
run?
Schwartz just hit a
Schultz
home
did.
run.
We play our doubleheader, not this weekend, but next. Aces, Squirrels,
We have one also.
looking for a big 4-0
Mark's
on the
other.
day.
Is that an actual
Beautiful.
Rob
We
Mark?
have one in 2
That
weeks.
did. I hurt my elbow on that. I hit it
Okay,
on the
Steve
top of
Moore.
the
Were you going to
fence.
bring back
No, I did.
Diamond
I
Digits?
got like a cut on
Oh.
my arm from that.
I always wanted one of those clappers things. With my
That was a
name
good
on it.
catch. You got to admit.
I just said it was. It was beautiful. Clearly robbed it.
I seen it live. I just happened to look up. I heard a crack of the bat, and I happened to look up, and I seen you make that catch. I'm like, oh, my God.
I should be a diamond digit winner. If that award
He
was
said
still.
it's not coming back. Kind of salty about that.
It's impossible
It
to
should come
deal
back
with.
just for me.
All right, fine. You win one.
Can we talk about
this
the-
guy? He's, I don't know how he has so many home runs. When you pitch against him, just throw it near the board. He'll swing.
I know. I've played against him several times.
Look at that.
I mean, Moose isn't the most overpowering.
No, but I mean, I don't know how he's got 7. What's he got? 7 home runs?
Yeah, Lennebrink has 7.
Look at that.
Yes, 7 home runs. I mean,
He shouldn't have any.
Don't doubt my memory over there, Stroney. He's got 7. Don't worry.
I was checking stats. I'm a stat man.
He's got 3 off Craig Skinner.
That is true. That's huge.
I don't. Skinner must have been throwing right down the middle because
That's all he ever does is throw right down the middle.
Pretty
That's
much.
where Leonard Brink throws. I mean, swings.
It's not a bad swing.
No, but
Can we talk about the
that's what I
side
mean.
of
If
wiffle
you're
ball
a
I'm actually
pitcher,
good at?
do not
What's
throw
that?
it down.
I
Potty
think there's
breaks?
a category for that.
Potty breaks? Is that what we're talking about?
No,
You
not
gotta
not
pee,
on the
don't you?
field.
You're wishing you peed before this.
Oh, you mean the the pitching? I'm going to go eventually. I'm probably just going to go right here. I got this nice little open area.
Garbage can. Or my neighbor's grass. Or my grass. I don't care.
I used to go behind the garage.
It's a great spot.
Why do you go all the way back there? Just go.
I don't know. Your rose bush grew out.
When you say his rose bush grew out, is that a sex thing?
There's a big hill back there now. Don't go
I
behind
stepped
the
over
garage.
it. Except the rose bush
I'm
stuck.
just going right now. It's fine.
I got it.
But-
Now that we're talking about it, I gotta go.
And now all the listeners do too. So well done. Hit pause and come back. All right, but Stroni wants to talk about pitching because
It's the only thing I'm
in
good
his
at.
ego stroked among other things.
I don't want to talk
Love it.
about pitching.
Why? Because you're not on this list?
Nobody on my team's on this list.
Because
I'm
you don't
sure.
have any good pitchers.
Oh, Diagnos is.
He makes a few of the top tens. But
Yeah, he does.
pitching, we have 5
K for
stats.
6 is nice.
All of them are. We're going with ratio stats, I think is the word. But it's ERA, WHIP, opponent batting average, strikeouts per 6, strikeouts per walk.
Gendron's is 17.75.
That's stupid, isn't it?
That's
It's
not right.
he's pitched 4 games, all outs but 1
Really?
in those games are a strikeout.
That's,
Wow.
I don't know if I believe that.
I don't know if I believe that either.
well, other teams are putting in his stats, right?
That's
So
true.
it's
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got to be.
The other team puts in the pitching stats, so unless they're just being courteous, maybe Jenner paid him $20 or something. I don't know. It's stupidly high though. Bailey is the only one close to him at 17.22.
I'd like to
find
shake
that
the hand of the
ridiculous,
person
too.
that put the ball in play.
Yeah, for real.
Well, you were there. You probably didn't want to shake his hand when it happens. Oh wait, never mind. That was when Farkas was pitching, but it had to be in your game though.
It may have been. It was probably Farkas.
But yeah, I mean that's not saying he hasn't given up hits. Obviously, he's given up hits in this game already.
It's just outs.
It's outs in play.
Yeah.
So
all
I mean,
outs.
hell, it could be that these 2 jackasses behind him can't field the ball.
Ground outs and pop outs.
Well, no, it could just be like that. He gives up a lot of hits to Lindenbrink, and he just doesn't make the outs. So that's a possibility.
There are no errors in this league.
That was a nice quick at bat, Mark. Good work.
He got
Way to
me
keep
like
it timely.
2 or 3 times in a row on one pitch.
Well, you're the one that's adding to his K per 6.
But yeah, after
Yeah, I didn't have a good
after
game.
Gendron and Bailey, who are over 17, the next closest is Chandler Phillips, I believe that's how it's pronounced, at 15.88. So a pretty big drop off there.
Oh, Bailey's up there too. I realize that.
That's because Bailey has absolutely no fielding behind him. Let's just say it. Let's just say it. But yeah, so for this one, we kind of cut it off at a random number of 7, and that's just because these were the only pitchers that really were ahead of dog in the fight. Like, of those 10 guys that were in the MVP, a lot of them aren't really having a chance, but we wanted to kind of show how much things changed when you got rid of the counting numbers. Here we just have the ratio numbers again, so all these guys are top 10 in all 5 categories. So let's start out at number 7. At an average rank of 6.8, it is Chandler Phillips. No number 1 overalls, 1 top 3, 2 top 5s. And where is he? Here he is. He's got an ERA is 3.53. That's not particularly great. His WHIP 2.18. Again, not really great, but that's pretty normal for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll walk a couple guys an inning and then get the rest on strikeouts. His opponent batting average is actually pretty good, 136. K per 6, we mentioned, 15.88. And his K per walk, 155. That's at number 10. So, I mean, he's there in all of them. Not great in any of them, but good enough to be on this list.
Means he strikes out as many people as he walks.
Yeah. Unlike someone's ace here.
I don't have an ace.
Are you going to trade for Tomlinson to be your
What
ace?
about RJ?
I should.
All right, so at number 6, 0.2 ahead of Chandler, Scott Kajawa at 6.6. Again, no number 1s, no top 3, 2 top 5s. And
He also doesn't have a win this season.
if you were going to say...
Kudo.
Kajawa.
He says he's never been 0-4 at anything in his life. I'm not sure if I believe
bullshit.
him, but he is now. So congratulations, Scott, on your first 0-4. Before the season, if you would have said he'd be this far down the list, people would have laughed at you.
Yeah.
Everyone thought it would be him and Farkas going for the Clown Shu again. But if you watched him actually pitch this year, you'd probably believe it.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. You look besides Bailey. I mean,
pretty meaty.
those are all good pitchers.
I'm thinking his velocity's probably went down. He's probably hurting.
No, not so much that. He just, I mean, I played him last week. I think he relies on his fastball a lot more, and that's what makes him more hittable. I don't know if it's his arm or
pitching change for
can't hit the
Stinky
board.
Nuts.
Yep. Speaking of guys who are going to be on the Clown Shu list at the end of the year,
Gajer,
not really.
Gig Yuri.
But Gigwary is coming in so that they can save Brune for game 2. Is that a smart managerial decision?
I think it was.
Probably.
I mean, we're down 5-2. We weren't hitting worth a shit. I don't think we had a hit this coming up to this.
So, just above Kajawa, Nate Gendron, who we're watching pitch in this game, not right now. Who timed this? We timed this poorly. But he's got an average rank of 5.4, so he jumps up over a full point above the other guys. He does have one number 1 overall. As mentioned, that's the 17.75 strikeouts per 6. 2 top 3s and the same 2 top 5s.
I'd like to know who got the one other out against
It
him.
was Paquin or Fark, I think.
So whoever it
We talked
is,
about earlier.
you earn a medal. His other top 3 and top 5 are opponent batting average. He's number 3 there at 122. And the other one, I'm not seeing him. I don't know. Should be on there somewhere. Oh, no.
OBA.
It's the K per 6 and the OBA. So, stupid. Above him, people might actually be surprised to see this one. Because he didn't start out the year great. Craig Skinner. And actually tied at an average rank of 3.6. Craig Skinner and Travis Stroni.
Wait, they're tied right now?
They're both at an average rank of 3.6. So neither of them have a top 1. Skinner only has 2 top 3s. Travis has 3 top 3s, so he gets the slight bump there. But Travis on the same side only has 3 top 5s. He was number 6 in, I don't remember which
Caper
two.
6.
Caper 6 and one of the other ones. No, Caper 6 you're on there.
And OBA. Number 6
Oh,
in
you're
both
6. Yeah, you're
categories.
6 in both of those. So those are the 2.
Game 5 of the championship. Who would you start, Skinner or Stroni, if you could throw either one?
Stroni.
Me, because I show up, and, well, I show up when I say I'm going to show up.
I say,
Unless somebody tells me otherwise.
Well, since you brought that in, that disclaimer, I'm going with Skinner.
yeah, me too.
He shows up 2 minutes after the game starts. You show up 2 hours after the game starts.
That's because somebody tells me 2:30, or somebody tells me 5 o'clock, and the game time's 2:30.
I still think you just heard us talk about El Diablo and Stinky Nuts.
I don't care. I mean, it was
But
my
anyway.
fault regardless.
These guys are also tied. Skinner and Stroni both have a 117 whip. That's tied for second in the league. Only Farkas is better than them. We'll get to him in a minute. And yes, this is the Farkas Award again. So
Pretty much.
Stroni does have a .78 ERA. That's pretty damn fantastic. That's
If you would have told me,
.01 off number 1.
if you would have told me I was doing this good, a third of the way through the season, I would have called bullshit.
How many runs you give up against us? 1 or 2?
1, I walked somebody in. I've given up 3 runs this season.
But ahead of those 2 in the number 2 spot, similar to Kajawa.
This is a
If
shock.
somebody would have said this guy would be number 2 in the league before the season, they would have probably told you were on
Crack.
opium or something.
Yeah.
It's Mike Bailey. He's got an average rank of 3.2. Still a pretty high number. You'll see why in a second. He has no number 1 overalls, but he's got 3 top 3s. That includes a 104 ERA, a 135 whip, that Caper 6 that we mentioned before, 17.22, and a .092 opponent batting average, which is second in the league.
all 5 categories.
All
He's top
5 categories, he's top 5.
Can we do a league fundraiser and get Linnerbring some new shoes? Look at those things.
They're working for him, man. He's on that list.
Those are the ugliest shoes I've ever seen.
You can just buy him some new shoes. You can get them pretty cheap.
I'll give him a pair.
Get him some big ballers.
What size is he? Yeah, big baller. Ooh. Is that going to make a video?
I kind of hope that makes it. Chris just had a nice sound of what he thinks about Lindenbrink's shoes.
At least I was respectful to the studio.
He did walk away. So Number 1 on this list. Anyone care to take a guess at who that is?
Steven Starkus.
Steven Starkus is a good guess.
Mike Giger.
Another good guess. Kyle Tomlinson would be there for ERA right now, but he doesn't have enough innings. It's Steven Farkas.
He was supposed to retire 2 years ago.
He's, of the 5 categories, he's number 1 in 4 of them. The only one he isn't is the strikeouts per 6, where he's got a 15.1 and he places 5th.
Did any of you guys face him this year? Well, I know you
Farkas?
did.
I've faced him.
I did for
yes.
half a game.
How's he
It wasn't
looking?
pretty.
Better? Same?
The same.
He tells me that he's pitching better than he ever has right this year.
Looks good.
See, my problem with him was during his little off-season training regimens, he was trying out all these new pitches. Like, he has like 8 pitches now. So we went into the game against him, and I told my guys, he's not just going to throw that damn slurve all the time. Well, he just threw the damn slurve all the time. He was ready for it. We were looking for all his other off-speed stuff, and that was a mistake. So, just look for the slurve, and if he throws you anything else, it's going to take a seat.
He throws a fastball now.
What's his Ks per?
His K per 6 is 15.1.
That's it?
That's 5th in the league. And I think that's... He says it's because guys are just queuing in on his slurve like Werner used to do. I don't know if I believe that. I think it's probably... I think he probably did try and throw the stuff earlier in the season.
With him, you kind of just have to pick out one pitch
Yeah.
to sit on.
But just get lucky, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
His most ridiculous stat... Oh, let's go through his stats. His ERA, .77. That's good.
What's his record?
I don't
He
care.
only has 1 loss, I think,
Yeah.
to the
Who beat him?
Islanders.
Oh, really?
Islanders did.
Gendron beat him. His .48 whip. That's stupid. .079 opponent batting average. That's stupid good. K per walk. This is the stupidest of them all.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
11.14 strikeouts per walk. With the stuff that he throws, how is that even possible?
So that
One
means
walk.
he almost strikes out 12
He strikes
before
out.
he walks.
He
a
basically
guy.
strikes out 4 innings worth of batters before he throws a walk.
Exactly. That's ridiculous. It's an insane stat.
It's not right.
It's 3 times better than second place guy.
Yeah, the second place is
hello.
4, and that's Travis at 4.07. So
I texted him earlier in the week because I was looking at because the stats got updated on the main page, and I screenshotted it, and I was like, I'm coming for you. And it's just, there's no hope now looking more in depth into this.
yeah, I mean, I think like right now it's clearly his award running away. But
Oh, yeah.
I think which of the next? I think it's 2 tiers after this. It's Bailey, Stroni, Skinner, and then Gendron, Kajawa, Phillips. Sorry, not you, Mark. The other one.
What?
I think that's like those are the next 2 tiers. Like, who from the next tier, Bailey, Stroni, Skinner, do you think could rival him best?
I'd like to see Bailey, but I just don't think he'll do it all year. I'll say Stroni. Stroni or Skinner.
I think Bailey has a better opportunity to do it. And the reason why is because he's like Chandler in the sense where he's effectively wild. He throws just enough strikes that people will chase after his shit.
Greg Brandon likes to call him the best 1-strike pitcher in the league because once you have that strike, you almost have to take a hack.
I also like
And that
the-
takes nothing away from Stroni and his numbers. He's great too, but you expect him to be on the board. He's more accurate, which makes Bailey a little more dangerous.
I would
He's
like to
more
say Bailey
inaccurate.
because he's only been pitching for since
A year and a
last
half,
year,
2
right?
years.
So not many people have seen
Basically
him.
13 months now.
Not many people have seen him or faced him. So I think he's got the upper hand there.
He does. The first time this year facing him was the first time I'd ever faced him.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever faced him. Maybe one time.
I mean, that totally is a thing. Like, Skinner's bounced back pretty well. He got roughed
yeah.
up badly last year, but he started throwing that drop ball a lot more than he used to. So it's not all slider now. You can't just sit on the slider with him anymore.
That was my favorite.
He's
thing
mixing
to do.
stuff in.
That's what I hit the granny on.
Yeah, same.
That's all of Linnebrink's home runs off of him were on that. So yeah, he had the 3 home run game against Linnebrink. I believe they were all solo shots, which probably saved him a little bit. And he's still at the top of this list. So you can, as a pitcher, let that be known. You can have a 3. Actually, it was more than 3.
Oh yeah, he gave up 5 on the day, I think.
He gave up a lot of home runs in one game, and is still in the talk for the Clown Shu.
Yeah, top
still in the top 3 pitchers. There's the follow-up question. Which of those 3 pitchers... Well, Stroney's probably already on the Dads, so maybe take him out of this. Or throw him all in there. Bailey, Stroney, Skinner. Which of them pitches for the Dads?
I'd say Stroney because he's been there.
I got the experience. I'd say myself. But we need 2. Or possibly 4. I don't know CJ's game plan. I don't know.
I would take every pitcher possible.
I would.
Agreed.
I would still take Kujawa.
I would take Bailey.
Kujawa got rocked last year at regionals.
No, he didn't get rocked.
Yeah, he did.
I was there. He didn't get rocked.
Well, he couldn't find the board, and when he did, it was just fastballs. And
Well, no, he got into the 0-2 count, but then he
couldn't find it.
He got into his own head about how he was going to get the guy out.
Exactly.
And then started throwing balls. And then he would get into a full count and throw the straight ball, and they would hit that.
Yep.
That's basically what happened. It's an oversimplification, but that's basically what happened to him. But, I mean, with the way he's been pitching, he even told me on Saturdays, like, I don't even want to be brought up in the Dad's talk until I get this right. So he doesn't even...
Somebody told me he was hurting. He was having some issues with his elbow.
I think he was bowling a lot because he the first week I seen him, he had some tape on his side. I think he might have pulled a muscle. I'm not exactly sure.
Well, I hope he gets healthy. I'd like to see him back.
Don't quote me on that, but you'd have to ask him.
But yeah, I mean, if he... Hopefully he's healthy. If he is healthy and he's pitching well, he and Farkas are the best 1-2 out of that, I think.
I think if you have somebody that... If you're not intending on one of these guys to pick up a bat, Bailey is not a bad choice.
Don't have him pick up a bat.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. If plus he's... I don't know. His character and his loud mouth are good for the team. It kind of gets people going.
He fits right in.
Got good morale.
That's
stuff
my
like that
thing.
when he's not pissed.
I don't want to be the half nice dads. I want to be the fucking douchebags again.
I miss the douchebag dads.
Honestly, I think it's one of the things that really hurt the team last year is we were
too nice.
We were not 100%
mean
dicks.
Yeah.
People started to like us.
Made friends with Leroy.
There was only one back turn. I believe it was you.
Yeah, it was me.
Someone needs to take a swing at Leroy this year.
Just like our guys,
in the
seriously.
parking lot.
When you go up there, 0-0 count, you step into there, do not even be ready to swing. Have your phone in your hand and be tweeting at the motherfucker.
Take selfies.
Like, hey, you just threw me a ball. Hashtag you suck. And then, okay, he gets a strike on you. All right, that's 1 strike. He's got to throw 2 more. Whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe be a little bit more ready. Like, have the bat on your shoulder, still with the phone in the hand, but keeping an eye on the pitcher. You know, you're a young guy. You can type and look at the pitcher at the same time.
I agree. Can you swing with one hand?
Yes.
Are you allowed to?
I don't think so. I think it's 2-handed rule. But
you really need a beer?
No, thank you.
Like, I want the team to just go over the top again and just be as that. We got into people's heads when we were doing that.
Yeah, 2015 was fun, man. 2015
when we were doing that stuff in 2015, people were so mad that they couldn't pitch.
That Freaky Friday or Freaky franchise. Freaky
Is
franchise
King
game.
Friday
Tim Duncan?
No, it is not.
Is King Friday rebranding as Freaky Friday? Lindsay Lohan mascot?
Should be. Pussies. Although they did have a funny tweet about Leroy talking about top
good.
8. That was good.
The guy jumping down the stairs.
Yeah, that was good. I give him that.
I don't know where it came from, but it was funny.
It was so funny.
It was like at 8 a.m. in the morning, too.
Someone's taking a dump at work. That's when I usually tweet.
I'd like to see Bailey on the Dads this year. If he continues to pitch well.
The best part about that would be that he would actually be allowed to drink the water.
Oh, say that.
Yeah.
But he's still behind on water, so...
He's going to have to learn how to hit the board 3 times.
That was
Me and Bailey were
thing.
playing beer pong till 6 a.m., so that's the reason for...
Oh, my God, that regional night. That was fun, too.
But yeah, I mean, like Travis just said it.
Moose!
Him having to throw 3 strikes would be a step up.
Yeah. It's hard. It's very hard.
You just got to be around the board early.
Exactly.
If you're around the board early, people will swing at.
There have been games this year where he definitely
If he
Has
gets
been
me
I would
on
say
the first
around
pitch
on the
strike.
board early.
Yeah.
He has to be on the board early.
Yeah, if you walk the first 2-3 guys, they're not going to swing until they got 2 strikes.
I mean, if he keeps it up for the next...
That was meaty, Mark. Why didn't you?
We're at May 24. I don't know when Chandler has to have the lineup. See, that's the shit we need to do in Morency right there.
He throws a strike, so he goes to get the same ball again. So I threw one at him.
Well, it wasn't the ball.
I guarantee I strike out here. I could not hit him.
It's the same pitch.
Who's your favorite person to hit off of, Marky?
Mike Villarreal.
No, his sub that day was awesome.
Whoa!
Oh,
No.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the sack fly.
Aw,
Yeah, that doesn't
nuts.
count
I'm
as
all
an
out of
AB.
nuts.
yep.
It's not maybe, no.
Still sucked.
I have 2 of those this year.
They give you an RBI, and they don't count against your average. Come on, Mark.
Yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah, but when you're down by 5,
You just wanted to leave the yard. So that's where you got this guy for.
Wait, now that wasn't a strikeout. So is that the only?
That might be.
Could
Tell
be.
me, no one else has ever hit him
For an out?
for an
I mean,
out?
it very
Not-
easily could be a hit that they just didn't field.
Or you're just not putting in stats correctly.
I might not be giving him a lot more than.
I know there wasn't 18 strikeouts against us, so
Yeah.
I know one of them was put in play.
Yeah. I'm just gonna start giving myself
he had
singles for
17
any
though.
walk I get. I got to get back on that leaderboard. I think I went 2
But then
for
again, there might have been a couple of them because
2
we
for
went
19
extras.
this
We went to
series.
the
and
8th.
2 for
Oh, did you?
15.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Depending how many innings.
So
he's
someone's
gone over.
giving
And
him
he went
extra.
extra innings, and not this one, but he went extra innings against the Aces as well. So he's got at least 3 extra innings so far this year. Probably, I think he has another one as well. So he might have 4 extra innings in there.
So there's a handful of
Yeah.
them out there. Ooh, that was really close.
So who do you think, let's just say there's 2 spots open, who do you think goes to the tournament this year?
Out of those 2 spots,
Out of those 2 spots.
I'm
Hitting
saying-
and pitching wise.
I'm saying me and Gendron.
Okay. Paquin?
Who do I think?
I think you and Bailey.
Well,
Strong's
I'm already going.
on.
Oh, okay. Oh,
He's-
2 other.
he's
two
saying
others?
2 new guys.
He's saying it's sitting at Farkas, Chandler, Kyle, Bortmus, Hat, and Stroney are there,
Exactly.
and there are 2 spots open.
That's if Boardman and Hat play. Because Little E's playing for HRL this year. Was confirmed this weekend. Talked to him about it, and I don't think Austin's playing.
No, Austin's not playing.
I told him, I go, whatever hitter you take's gonna bitch because they're only gonna play in pool play.
Pretty much.
So why take a guy that's gonna bitch?
I'll tell you right now.
I just
there's
want
gonna be,
one at bat.
There's
I
one.
mean,
tournament.
going on the stats, it has to be Chris Paquin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He got to
doesn't
play
like
in
me.
He got to play in
Yeah,
that-
regionals.
I could be hitting 700.
That
and he
would
not
that would
take
never
me.
go over. So that
No, I mean I could be hitting 700 and he would not take me. He doesn't like me.
You already
so
got
it's okay.
your
My
glory.
my
you got to
one
play
win
in regionals.
I got to play in regionals. I'm fine with that.
and he won the slow pitch tournament.
And yeah,
we're
that's
so going back.
No, that's still too.
No, we
There's
smoked
still
you.
another. You got a loss. We got a loss.
We smoked you.
I'll tell you,
Two game
Play it right now.
Man,
Look at
this
that.
asshole. Look at him. What an asshole.
Of the people on the hitting list, I don't see any of them going, but maybe one. And there's going to be somebody that's not even on this list that's probably up for the spot.
Is Schultz old enough
Think
to
so.
play in this
Yes.
thing?
You want to name that, or you want to
I
keep
don't know.
that?
Don't you got to be 18 to play?
I
think so.
Based off of if you went by stats today, I would think it would either be me or Dennis. So probably Dennis.
I didn't even think
I'm
about
not going,
Dennis.
And
And Dennis is good in the field,
Dennis
and
has
he's
played-
deceptively fast.
Dennis played in 2012. Did he play in 2013? Anyone remember?
I'm not sure,
I wasn't around.
but I
then.
think there's somebody not on that's on these short lists
Yeah.
that's probably up for the spot and should not go if Chandler uses his head.
Who is that?
David Castle. I didn't want to name somebody's name, but
Ah, screw it. Let's throw it out here.
Well, you said he should or shouldn't?
Should not even be considered.
I would take Genron, and even though Kujawa, you guys think struggling, I'd take him just because.
I wouldn't take him if
what
he's hurting.
done.
Out of the
Well,
9,
no, if anybody's hurting, you're not going to take him. But
Well, he's also 0-4.
if you need a pitcher, you take him. If you need a hitter, you take Genron.
out of the 9 categories,
Genron can pitch too.
Castle's on 3 of them, and he's at the very bottom of the list on each one.
Oh, so he's just scraping by.
Didn't you
Yeah.
say there was a guy that wasn't on there that you said he thought he should take?
No, should not.
Nah, I thought there was one
No,
you said.
no, it was no. But on this, no, I was saying on this list, I don't think there's somebody.
He booted it.
But I don't think there. Out of the people on the list that
There's
are
eating popcorn in
that
between.
are doing well by
innings. Got that
this
butter on
year's
his
stats, it would have to be me or Dennis. So I would say Dennis. Take Dennis. He's deceptively fast. He's good in the field.
And he can throw if you need to be.
He can if you really need him
He's-
to fill in.
That's not
Or
not
pool
a ba-
play.
He's
Yeah.
pitching a lot better than he used to be. And
He's on the board.
Honestly, I think taking guys that can hit and
Pitch are huge.
I'd say stock up as many pitchers as you can.
Okay, but our
So
offense
you're-
was
you-
so poor last year.
offense doesn't win this thing. Walks win this thing.
You got 5.
Well, I guess
how
we're
many?
not taking
5 pitchers
Bailey.
on the team right now. You got Farkas, CJ, Stroney, Hat. So you got
Bortmas.
4.
No, Bortmas doesn't throw. I
Oh,
wouldn't really count Hat
pitchers.
either. He's thrown.
Hat could throw.
He can throw.
Hat
but
would throw before Bortmas, but
I don't think he's thrown a wiffle ball. Oh, well, he's going to throw for CJ in the next few weeks coming. I think they're
You
supposed
got
to be
those
coming.
4. I don't
So
even
if
think
Chandler
you need
listens
8.
to this, take Pearson.
I would.
Gendron's
You won't regret it.
Gendron's a guy I would take. I think
I didn't even think about him.
Because you could put Pearson in, even if you don't put him in the field, because you got Bortmas and Hat. You could put him in for the pitcher.
Yeah, but that's not how we play round robin. I'm talking more just to because I know I don't want to get too far into the game plan. Have everyone else listen to this, but
Or you just put me on the team and I can sit there drinking and. If you win,
Best third base coach around, Mark Phillips.
If you win, I can be part of it. If not, oh well. You like Miller Lite?
I didn't want to drink you out of your Keystones.
Go ahead. No.
It's too late now. It's open.
It's Keith
Keystone's
Stone.
cheaper.
Keith Stone.
Keith Stone.
I remember
Keystones
those
are why I'm
commercials.
farting
Those are
so
actually
much.
good. But
cheap
see,
beer, man.
going with Gendron,
I cleaned
see right
Walmart
there,
out,
he took the walk. That's
Friday.
one reason you take
I
him.
bought 2 cases.
Gendron actually goes kind of against my I want to be the assholes thing because Gendron's a good guy.
Yeah, he's very nice.
He's a good guy. He's a funny guy.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I would take him is because
He's an all-around
the
athlete.
loss to Skibby last year was because our guys' heads were so far up their asses.
Yeah.
They were doing what we did to the Squirrels last week, where we were just swung at every goddamn pitch. We had no business.
Well, we got
swinging at.
behind and we needed guys on base, and then we thought
Everybody was
And you
falling
guys
for
tried
that
to-
drop. That's why. Everybody was chasing that drop.
Every pitch hit the plate and was swung at.
What was the score of that game?
2-1, I
Was
think.
it 2-1 or it was
2-1 or 1-0.
I think it was 1-0.
The
But-
reason why I'd even bring up Gendron is because he's not on this list.
Everyone was just trying to hit the home run to
true.
tie the game or win the game. I think that's what just got in our heads. We already had a loss
But-
on us.
But Gendron's the kind of guy that's not going to let you get in that funk. Like
Yeah, that's true.
he's going to crack a joke, do something silly, run up on a ball, like whatever the hell he just did right there.
Okay, so your pitcher would be Bailey, and either Gendron or Dennis, in my opinion.
Doesn't sound like a bad 2 right there.
So Skinner wouldn't be a total. I mean, Skinner's probably being written off because of his performance in
2013.
Yeah, I mean, he shit the bed.
And also, he played in the regional in 2014. I don't think did so hot either.
No.
Did
Yeah,
he
the
fall
all
asleep
sucks.
on the bench?
I mean,
think he
I know,
did.
I
think
know
he did.
his numbers look good, but his numbers giving up home runs is bad. He gives
Yeah.
up a
He does
lot
give
of
a lot.
dingers.
That's true.
It's like they might not hit you, but if they do hit you, it's out of the
gone.
park. You know?
Honestly, I think he could be a little bit like Little E was in the last 2 years, really, where he's on the board, but he throws stuff that people can hit and hit hard. Like Little E gave up quite a few big home runs.
He just struck out on that shit, and he's got 7 home runs. It makes me sick.
I think it's just their pitches are predictable.
Yeah.
I
You know how much it's going to break, and you know where it's going to go.
Which the home runs are how we lose pretty much everything we do.
He's alive.
Oh, let's get
Let's get his take on
get
it.
hit.
You just
Get your
wake up?
take on it.
Chandler just woke up, and he's going to hate everything we say.
About what?
Talking about NWA.
Stroney's trying to say who you should take to the dads.
We're just talking.
On podcast or no?
Yeah, podcast.
What about it?
If you had, there's
who
two
are-
spots open?
who are the
Phil
people?
Bischoffs?
Oh, it was. Let's just give him the pitchers one. This is where it started at.
Pictures are a shit show.
Farkas is winning the Clown Shu, so that's. But there are 3 guys right behind him. Bailey, Stroney's already on the team. Skinner, and then so Bailey and Skinner on a tier right behind that. Or even just talk about Stroney as a pitcher. Like, who do you want to throw behind Farkas? Bailey, Stroney, or Skinner? And then there's a
Or
third
himself.
tier just behind that, which is Gendron, Kajawa, and
Gendron.
yourself. Who do you most likely pitch in that scenario?
Today,
You want to look
Today.
at stats real quick?
me, I have experience. I mean, I don't have a lot, but Stroney got taken deep by Bruce City.
Bruce City. You're still going to hold that over me?
I don't know. NWA is just different.
It is different. It's a
I
whole
think
different
It's a
atmosphere.
very different beast.
Somebody has to step up eventually.
And he's going to hold that over you because
He's gonna hold that
he's held Skinner's performance over his head
Exactly.
for 4 years. So you still got a couple more years to go before he forgives
Don't
you.
worry. I'll show you, big
What
guy.
about Fisher?
He wouldn't even show up. I gotta go.
Well, thanks for dropping in.
Wait, what
Yeah.
about the hitter?
Castle, Gendron, or Werner?
Gendron.
I'd take Gendron.
Gendron.
Phillips.
He's already on the team. Oh, you meant Mark.
Castle, Gendron, or
I'll buy
Warner.
team socks. Just put me on the team.
In that order, I would go Gendron, Werner, Castle. The only Werner's
Werner's
injury.
hurt.
Yeah, Werner's injury.
What about
hurts
Greg?
in there, though.
Greg Brannon?
With a yellow?
I don't know.
Has he ever swung a yellow?
I don't know.
Yes, I believe so. I believe the first year they were in the league it was yellows, but
Plus, you take him. If you act like assholes, he can
He's a nice guy.
crack some skulls.
he could. He could be.
He's too nice.
He's too nice.
He could carry the belt and just smash people over the head with it.
Just have him and Kyle and the rest of the
He
guys.
smiles too much.
Sit
Sometimes
there.
it's just like, I'm hungover.
Oh,
and be
that's-
like, why are you smiling so much? I want to punch you in the face right now.
Exactly.
But I can't because you smile too much.
Like, outside of just not swinging the bat and tweeting pitchers from the batter's box, the other thing we need to do is just be assholes. People hit home runs. Don't let them touch home plate. That's an out if they don't touch home plate. So we've got the fans there.
Throw the ball at
We're in our backyard. Just, tackle the guy and don't let him get to home.
Moose doesn't like. He plays third, but he doesn't like throwing the ball to the pitcher. He loves
Running it in the
to
circle.
it. Yeah.
It's not a bad idea.
It's actually-
Not if you're close to the circle anyway.
That's why when I play it, I like to play very close to third base. That way,
No,
You're
a couple
always running
times
at
he
the
was
ball
far
to the
away and
circle.
he was sprinting to it.
dangerous things happen when people throw the ball.
We should have won this game.
You didn't lose it though.
No, we lost it. It was.
This is a shit show.
I mean, it was a close game, but it wasn't really.
4
close.
runs close to you?
Well, we score another run here.
Oh, do you?
Dun dun dun. Spoiler alerts.
Second game we should have won, but Linderbrink cheated like 3 times.
Bring that back up.
Person most likely to cheat in a wiffle ball game. Go.
Linderbrink.
Chris Paquin,
Chad
and
Hoppy.
Farkas.
Yeah.
Oh, that's gone.
How about
Or
Travis
myself.
Stroni?
Or myself.
Try to
Warner's-
screw
Warner likes
Farkas
cheating,
out of the
too.
single.
I am
when he was
very
2 steps
okay.
past the
Listen,
bag.
we didn't have any bases. I'm trying to be a lot more honest this year. Trying to be a nicer guy.
Warner likes cheating, but he'll admit it. He's like, I love cheating, which I respect that.
This is why we need to hire the 95-year-old.
When you lie
umpires from
about
NWA.
cheating, you're an asshole. But if you admit you cheat, you got my respect.
Lie, cheat, and steal, baby.
Right, so we're heading back to Coffee Grounds next week.
Thank God.
Taking Memorial Day off.
Thank God. And drink some beer and have some more hot dogs. Those hot dogs were very good, Mark. Thank you.
Yeah,
By the
I
way.
didn't get to have one. I made enough, one for each.
Look at
and you-
Schultz with respect to the old man. He didn't even call you on that swing.
That wasn't
That was a
that
swing.
was not a swing.
Yeah,
That wasn't even
I don't know
That was
about that.
close.
But is the grill going to make it over to Coffee Grounds? Or if
I don't know.
if we rename it the Field with a PH, PHIELD.
If you rename it Phillips Field, I'll carry that thing out.
I'm not saying Phillips Field, I'm saying the field.
Oh, Field,
I want
PHIELD.
coffee grounds gone.
All you gotta do is get President Trump to sign that into law.
Phillips Field, and you got a grill next week or in 2 weeks.
Wow.
I don't even care if they name it Phillips Field. It shouldn't be Coffee Grounds anymore.
See, Paquin agrees.
Coffee Grounds is a funny
Okay,
name,
but
though.
if
It is awesome name.
if that's the case, we're gonna have to remove the Jack too, because I'm sick of that name.
Jack
Not
Shannon's a
named
great
after
man.
anybody, is it?
Yeah.
Jack Shannon, the Barn Burners. Didn't we have this
Who the fuck is
conversation?
Jack Shannon?
Oh my God.
That's the left-handed pitch right there.
Jack Shannon plays for
Andy runs it out.
Potomac
That's pretty
Wiffle Ball
douchey,
League.
though.
So I go 0 for 7. He doesn't pitch to me left-handed, and he gives this fucker
This fucker, he's your best player.
I'm all out of that.
for 1 week.
I wouldn't call him your best player, but he's a above average player.
No, I like
Or
Gajere.
average. Yeah, he's
a good guy.
That's David Castle arriving. I'm pretty sure.
He still owes me
Nope.
for sure.
Nope, he
so.
drove too far. That was a Kajawa stop right there. Moose
Dude,
learning.
Kajawa did that when I was first game of our game when I was pitching. He almost leaned into one of my sliders inside and ended up hitting the board. And I was talking to Austin about it. I was like, I just gave him a warning, flat out. I was gonna call it on him next time, and he never did it again. I swear to God, he does that shit on purpose.
Pretty clearly, yeah.
He does not like to admit it.
I think Moose gets walked here. I think we, no, maybe not. We had a tying
Pretty
run
close
come to the
end,
plate.
so I'm gonna have to say no.
Holy shit, Tigers have a lead.
Oh wow. Oh wow. 2-0, bottom 3.
He did take the walk, though, Mark. Does that mean you have enough time to strike out twice?
Yeah, probably. First pitch K. Nope.
Good swing, though. Would have been.
Beautiful. You just pull your head too much.
No.
See, you're looking in left field.
Just
You
miss
look
it.
cooler when you do that.
Yeah, but you're looking in left field.
Then
It
just
doesn't-
standing there?
You
It just
track,
looks awesome.
it's basic hitting. You track the ball to the bat. and then let it go.
Were any of those pitches strikes?
No,
The first one hit the
The
board.
correction I made this year was shorten up your swing.
that and
That doesn't look cool, though.
That's what. Look at that. Look at it. Did you see that? How he got in his way?
I've kept my weight back this year, and it's actually helped me out a lot.
Went to the
Winter
target
break.
stats.
He knew.
Got 10 seconds.
10
Close it
seconds.
out.
Oh,
Seven-
sorry, Carl Coffey. We'll get you next time.
That'll do it. Congratulations, Chris Paquin on the MVP.
Farkas
For
on the
now.
Clown Shu.
It's all
See ya.
balls.
Happy Memorial Day.